Everybody Hates Rand is a Wheel of Time podcast that will contain spoilers for all 14 books. So if you're anti-spoiler, pause this, read all 14 books, and come back. We'll be here, waiting.
Our title is a joke and is meant to be taken as such. In the context of this podcast, everybody refers to us and our cat. You are free to feel however you want about Rand, who is a fictional character. Don't DM us.
The world is a mess, Dark One stretching out his hand. The dragon's reborn, the fire's been fanned, but everybody hates Rand. Everybody hates Rand. Everybody hates Rand.
I opened the utensil drawer a little bit ago to get a spoon to eat some ice cream and found a stick of butter that I had used during the lunch hour. And instead of putting it back in the fridge, put in the utensil drawer. So that's about where we're at.
But,
right now.
literally, 3 minutes before that, I opened that drawer to get a fork and, didn't even register that there was butter in there. So, thriving!
Welcome.
I think we are in day 17 of quarantine.
I can't keep track. We should be like the Count of Monte Cristo, you know, carving the days into
The fridge?
Yeah, I don't know, what can we carve the days into, considering that this is a leased apartment.
I mean, we could use a whiteboard.
The, underside of the coffee table, if we want to get really creative. And someone will be like, what are all these notches in your coffee table?
It's the people I've killed.
Those were the days. What?
Nothing.
I heard that Tybalt.
He's got a crunch.
He's got a crunch.
Got a munch.
We should start when we want him to eat, just sit here and talk. Maybe that'll be effective.
He's just a weirdo. He's a weird cat.
13 minutes in, wonder which parts of that I'm gonna cut out. Probably the sexy dentist parts. If you didn't hear anything about sexy dentist, you know I cut that out, and it'll live in infamy. Godspeed. This is Everybody Hates Rand, your fucking friendly neighborhood Wheel of Time podcast. I'm Emily Dushaw.
I'm Sally Goodger.
We're here to talk about the Wheel of Time.
Sometimes when I say my last name, it just sounds like the syllables are pudding. Goodger. It just sounds weird to me in my head.
Imagine having my name.
Yours is sharp, though. Jusha.
Jusha. Yeah,
Chop,
it's like
chop.
how the PE teacher in high school always pronounced my name. Jusha! Incorrectly, of course, but what did he care?
Well, who cares? Yeah, high school PE teachers are the scum of the earth, so...
Yeah, he made me PE student of the month just to mock me.
Whatever, who cares? Now you're fucking ripped.
I'm
Do you push-ups
definitely
and
not.
shit in your room every morning?
No.
What?
I mean, I do some push-ups, not every morning, and I can't really do a full
I can't either.
push-up.
I have no upper body strength.
And it really confuses Tybalt. He's like, what's happening here?
Yeah, when Emily tries to close her door to work out, Tybalt legitimately loses his mind.
Yeah, it's not like I'm ashamed or something to be working out. It's just like, I want to do jumping jacks in the privacy of my own.
Yeah. No, working out with a cat around is the worst.
Don't want your judgmental eyes
Yeah.
staring at me.
Yeah, no, I would close my door if I was just it's just nice, be alone when you're, trying to focus on your body, you know? Get physical fitness. But then there's Tybalt who's crimes are being committed, call the police.
I know, what does he think I'm doing in there?
I don't know.
Playing with a catnip fish without him.
There's another cat in there.
Speaking of animal companions, dark hounds, am I right?
Yeah, what do you think they look like? What type of dog do you think they look
I
like?
don't know. I don't know enough about dog breeds. I know you've read that entire book about dog breeds when you were a child, so I feel like you'd be... They're described as big as a pony, which is... I was gonna say quite large, but I was reading a Tumblr post recently that was all about, the variety of horse sizes, so...
Yeah, I feel like what kind of pony? Like a Shetland pony? That's not a very big dog.
A normal-sized pony.
Like the ponies in The Boy Who Would Be King.
The Boy Who Would Be King.
They rode ponies.
Oh, yeah. The kid who would be king.
Oh, sorry.
No, I just got confused because there's also that Netflix original, The Letter to the King or some shit.
So
And
many
then I started thinking
kings.
about King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Yeah. Yeah, those no, those are big ponies.
So between that and a Shetland pony.
Yeah.
I feel like, given that size, we're working with, like, wolfhounds.
Yeah, sure, like, heads come up to
Yeah.
the chest area of a normal-sized person.
But I also feel like wolfhounds are, like, too slender. They're not, like, stocky.
What, you want, like, a pit bull shape?
I want, like, a Rottweiler shape at, like, a wolfhound size.
I guess I picture Rottweiler. What I'm picturing is, did you see the animated film Oliver and Company?
Of course I did.
Based on Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. Don't get it twisted. That is based on Dickensian literature. The cat and dog movie. That has...
Why should I worry?
Yeah, that fucking legendary song.
Why should I care?
Anyway, the mean dogs, I don't know what type of dogs they are, but that's kind of what I picture.
The Dobermans?
I guess they're Dobermans.
Do they have the pointy ears, right? And they're black and brown.
I picture
Dobermans.
pointy ears for some reason.
I could see like a Doberman look. Dobermans are usually what people imagine. It's either like Doberman or Rottweiler is what people usually depict Cerberus as.
Oh, yeah.
In like a lot of contemporary depictions of that. Those dogs are often associated, because they're like security breeds or like used for security, they're often pitched into like a little bit more antagonistic.
But then again, these are hunting dogs, which is a little bit...
Ooh, that changes the game completely.
Because they always
That's a whole different class
they
of
move
dogs.
around in packs, yeah. But we can't just...
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure wolfhounds are hunting dogs. Like, hound dogs are usually...
The point is they're big, they're slobbery, they, like, melt out of the shadow and shit. Rand doesn't know jack about them, which is confusing, because, of course, we, the loyal readers, read all about them in book 3 and committed that whole scene to memory because dogs were mentioned, you know?
Yeah, of course. I love dogs.
Yeah, Perrin was like, evil dogs? And I was like, fuck yeah, evil dogs? I love me some dogs.
Maybe wolfhounds are stockier than I remember.
Oh,
this matters to me.
That's big. That's so big.
I know, I love them. Look at them run.
Oh, what a
But
good
see,
dog.
they are pretty slender. I just need them to be, like, thick. Oh my god.
Ooh. Walking around Buckingham Palace.
Okay, anyway, yeah, Rand is like...
Rand wakes up in the dead of night. He's like, my spidey senses are tingling. He's like, I smell something funky. Then he, like, goes outside. He's like, oh, someone gonna murder me? No one murders him. But he's like, it's below me. Yeah, tragically. Can you imagine if he just walked out of his room and BAM! Gunshot to the head.
It's me. I have come through the world with a gun.
And he's like, oh, one time Lan said something sick about choosing my ground, so he, like, runs upstairs. Like, if I, given the option to choose my ground, more stairs would not enter into the equation.
And it's like, he's also entering a space where there's only, like, one entrance, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I know.
He, like, goes into this, like, rotunda thing, where
Yeah.
there's, like, the ancient symbol of the Aes Sedai, and it's like, cool and visual and symbolic and shit. And then these dark hounds come out, and Rand's like, oh, this is easy peasy. I'll just do, like, one sword move. And he does, and, like, kills the doggos, but then the doggos do that thing that, you know, minions always do, and fucking...
Like, and Despicable Me.
Resident Evil. Despicable Me?
You said minions.
Oh my god. Can you imagine if the minions, when slaughtered, melted and formed new minions?
The minions when slaughtered.
This is gonna be the live action remake of Despicable.
Why is that sentence so funny? Okay, like in Resident Evil, I know what you're talking about.
You know, they like melt into
They
goo
always
and
become
then are
goo,
like, yeah, here I am. Just psych, you thought you'd seen the last of me, bitch. And they're like, hey, I'm still here. And Miranda's like, okay, 0 to 100, super fast.
Yeah.
Can use balefire.
It's really dramatic.
He's like, I'll just use the thing that I used one time. uses balefire, which of course kills them because, as Moiraine explains later in this chapter, it is the equivalent of a localized nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Like fucking it's so bad. I've also been watching Chernobyl, so
very bravely of her.
Very bravely. It's very scary.
I have not been watching Chernobyl.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to. It gives me a little bit of anxiety, so I've been spacing it out with other HBO, less upsetting HBO.
Yeah, we've been watching
shows.
a lot of, like, grim things.
Yeah, that's why we're in the middle of Band of Brothers right now.
Yeah. You're also watching Grace and Frankie, though, right? Anyway,
Yeah.
whatever. Why am
I'm
I,
watching like 6 things at once.
I can't stay on topic.
Yeah, Rand uses balefire. And then Moiraine appears, and she's like, did any of them, A, bite you, B, slobber on you, C, bleed on you, get any of their fluids on you? And Miranda's like, that's a no for me, Captain. And she's like, okay, good, because that totally could have killed you. Just their fluids alone are poison, which is, very convenient for whatever.
Animals that turn into goo.
Yeah. And Rand's like, oh, that's too bad. And she's like, I wonder who sent them. And then Rand realizes, oh, I'm not the only person in Ruidaean who could be targeted by these things. Because Moiraine is like, they usually hunt in bigger packs, but there are only 3 of them that faced Rand. So Rand's like, some of them must be after other people. To his credit, he goes to Matt before he goes to Asmodean. So, childhood friendship lives on.
He's like, gotta get my boy.
Gotta get my boy. He runs to fucking sprints straight to the building, passes Lan, who's like, where's Moiraine?
Rand's like, fuck you, Dad.
Rand's like, I hate you. Gets to the building where Matt is, where he finds all these Darkhounds, like, trying to knock down Matt's door.
The door.
He immediately balefires them, of course. And then he's like, Matt, you good? And Matt just, like, swings open the door, fully nude. Melindra, draping a sheet around her behind him. And Rand's like, oh.
Matt's like, I was good.
Matt's like, I was doing fucking great,
Wink.
Wink. Rand's like, what is it like to not be virginal and horrified by the thought of sex?
Yeah.
Oh my god, when Rand wakes up, he's like, I was having such a pleasant dream about teaching Aviendha to swim in the, like, watering hole beside Emond's field, which, like, we all know that swimming pool has, like, fucking sex vibes because of all of Rand's sex dreams. So.
I don't know why they all take place in that, like, swimming hole. It's disgusting.
I don't know. What's he find so fucking attractive about that? Why is he like water? That's the thing.
I wonder if there's some sort of, like, cloaking effect for his sexuality. Like, if it's happening in water, there's, like, a different...
Yeah, I mean, he talks about how whenever the women are in the water, they're obviously naked, but, like, he can't see anything, because that's how water works, as we all know. It's not clear at all.
Unless it is truly the most disgusting water
Which I'm
in
imagining
the
it is,
world.
because it's a fucking hole, Doug.
So Rand's like, gonna put all my naked ladies in this nasty hole, and they're all gonna get Giardia. So anyway, Rand's sexuality needs therapy. Rand needs to be therapized.
Matt, meanwhile, is doing fine.
Yeah.
But he's got, like, this red mark on his arm that he keeps itching. And Rand's like, did they get you? Matt's like, no, but it is super weird. Like, I thought they just broken through the door, but now the door is fixed.
Yeah.
It is fine. And Moiraine rolls up, along with, like, half of the maidens. Matt is like, eek.
Gotta put some pants on.
Goes to put some pants on. Love that he's just like, Rand can fully see.
I'm sure Rand has seen him naked so many times. Like, they bathed together in the first book.
You're right.
Like,
I always think, I mean, it's just like a thing in fantasy. Yeah. Bros are just like, bros can be naked around each other, and it's not anything weird. It's like a locker room thing.
Yeah, I mean, my brothers are naked around their friends, like, all the time.
Why, boys?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
They were just, like, naked around each other.
Not
it was, like, the funniest
conditioned
thing
to
in
be
the
ashamed
world.
of their bodies.
Yeah,
so
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, boys are just, like, naked around other lads.
They, like, think it's funny. I don't know if it's, like, a defense against, like, if, like, we're choosing it and it's, like, a bro thing, then it's, like, not gay. It's, like, a masculine, like, a weird, convoluted masculine defense, you know?
I'm also wondering if, because Rand woke up with a sex dream, if he has, like, a boner while he's running around.
I feel like...
I mean, I imagine it's gone away by now.
I also feel like the, like, fighting for your life would be, like, a little bit of a boner killer.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah. He just woke up, had
But,
a
like...
boner, then was like, oh, fuck. Spidey senses.
It's impossible to say. Robert Jordan does not let us know the
Unfortunately.
important details.
I'm just saying, if you're writing a male character...
I assume it's gotta be a deal, a thing.
I feel like it's like, why cowards who won't write women when they have their periods,
I know.
women when they have boners, like,
It happens,
it's
man.
just a biological thing that happens. It's all good. I shouldn't say men when they have boners. Many genders can have boners.
This is gonna break the record for how many times we've said boner on this podcast.
Yes. Exactly what I want from day 17. The boner. Welcome to the boner podcast.
No, I don't want to be a part of that podcast. I'm resigning officially, effective today.
Anyway. Malik does this thing where he's trying to pull on pants, but he also, like, falls over because Moiraine is trying to put her hands on him to heal him because he's also scratching his arm. The whole, like, caper of Matt's physical movements are often described in this, like, comedic way just to remind us that, oh yeah, he's the court jester.
I know, but God bless him. He's, like, got this horrible burn on his arm and he just wants to put on pants and he falls over.
He's just trying to put on pants so as not to scandalize Moiraine, who I don't imagine would be thrilled
Yeah, that's
about
true.
it. And, you know, protect his own body. But Moiraine's like, let me heal you, tries to heal him. Rand, watching this, doesn't see, you know, we're seeing this from Rand's point of view, but it seems to have no effect. And Matt's like, oh damn, my necklace just got really cold. Still itching his arm.
Yeah, and Marine's like, then fucking take it off!
Yeah, Moiraine's like, okay. Rand says it's the only time he's ever seen Moiraine look, like, alarmed, startled. Moiraine's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because presumably she just thought this fancy fox head with the little Aes Sedai symbol as an eye was like jewelry.
Yeah.
You'd think she'd have picked up on.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a magic thing.
She's like, why would Matt, of all people? And, like, Rand comments on that. He's like, why would Matt, of all people, wear the Aes Sedai symbol?
Yeah. And Matt's like, ooh, gotta keep the killing thing close to your...
Put the killing thing between your teeth.
Dope. Moiraine's like, why don't you just take it off then? Matt does, and Moiraine immediately heals him. And Matt's like, fuck! Why is it always fucking like that?
Yeah.
And Moiraine's like, you need to be a little calmer or I will find Nynaeve for you. Which I just love that she uses Nynaeve as a threat against Matt.
And she's like, you watch your tongue, as the wisdom says.
As the wisdom says.
Watch your tongue.
Ah, I love them. But then they pretty much leave Matt in peace. Mm-hmm. There's some banter between Melindra and the other maidens that I'm sure is embarrassing to Matt, who just wanted to have sex in peace, you know?
God, poor Matt.
I know.
My kingdom for women to just, like, leave Matt alone.
Like, why is his every sexual exploit publicized?
I don't know, man.
It's very sad.
Like, let the boy have some damn privacy.
But then Rand leaves and is like, hey, maidens, you should leave too. And they're like, fine. And Rand's like, I wish that you would listen to me in the, like, normal things, because how can I trust that you'll listen to me when it's battle time? Which is logic that makes sense to a person in a leadership position from Rand's cultural point of view. But the maidens are like, okay, well, for us, it's totally different context, so it doesn't matter. When we're not in a fight, you cease being the guy in charge, as it were. So that will just, you know, create more friction between Rand and the maidens as this book goes on.
Also in this chapter, I can't remember if it's before or after this, but this is, like, one of the only times I remember Rand explicitly saying, like, I was raised in a culture that taught me that I was to die before a woman was ever harmed.
Oh, I don't even remember that. Sure.
And he's like, it doesn't exactly make sense, but that's how I feel. And it's just like, it was just like a weird moment that I remembered.
Yeah, it's you walk this fine line with Rand of Robert Jordan being self-aware of what he's doing and wanting to exploit it to further Rand's psychological issues, but it's just like he chose the wrong thing.
Yeah, it's also
the wrong thing to make Rand totally neurotic about.
And it's like the same thing with Perrin and the wolves. Like I would have, it just goes on for like too long. If you told me that this boy raised in like a rural, quote unquote chivalrous society had like an issue with women dying for him, I'd be like, okay, it's annoying, but like the cultural context is provided. But the fact that it like goes on and goes on and goes on and goes on and goes on, no matter how many like powerful women and women with quote unquote agency Rand interacts with, it's like still a thing. It's just frustrating.
Yeah, like you could have had it end at the end of this book when the maidens confront Rand and are like, you don't get to choose whether we die for you. And Moiraine literally taking out Lanfear in the coolest ass moment of all fucking time and just like really using her agency in that way to protect Rand. It's just like, it would be fine if at the end of this book he accepted that, moved on.
Yeah.
Never have any problems with it again.
Yeah.
But no, Robert Jordan just drags things out.
Yeah, but anyway, that just moment really caught me because it felt really like out of the norm for Rand's narration and self-awareness. It was just really interesting.
Not usually a self-aware boy.
But anyway, here we have the infamous Moiraine pledging that she will be obedient to Rand conversation.
Yeah, Rand's like ready to leave. And Moiraine's like, will you please just talk to me? And Rand's like, what do you want to talk to me about? You've like manipulated me. You've done really bad things. Which is just such an odd argument for Rand to have. I'm not arguing with how he feels.
Yeah.
It's just like, he can't really give examples. Because I can't really give examples of Moiraine doing something that wasn't for his benefit. I guess. The whole, like, psychological trauma of Moiraine suspecting that one of them was the Dragon Reborn and not being upfront about that to begin with isn't written well enough into Rand's psychoses. Again, the wrong things are emphasized.
Yeah.
So that we end up in scenes like this where it's like, I don't really get it, Rand.
Yeah, like, yeah, because it's just like what we're supposed to, I think, buy into it is that it's like, oh, Aes Sedai are manipulative as like a general concept. And like, it's very frustrating because it feels like Rand is projecting angers that should be directed at Swan Sanche that are directed at Moiraine. Because Swan is the one who's like, I want to do this with the Dragon Reborn. I'm going to do this with the Dragon Reborn. I'm playing all these, like, behind-the-scene Puppet Master games where Moiraine is just like, I would like the world to survive, and we're going to have to do what's necessary. And I don't agree with Moiraine's mentorship tactics, hardly ever.
Absolutely not.
But, like, yeah, this scene is, like, very much where I'm like, I am not on Rand's side at all, because, again, I cannot point to a single moment where I'm like, except in the first book where, Moiraine is, like, testing them sort of subversively to see who she thinks
but
it
it's
is.
like, homie, have some, like, human sympathy. It's not like she could be like, I think one of you is the Dragon Reborn, because you'd be fucking gone. Exactly.
And, like, she could have been wrong. So what if she told you, I think you're the Dragon Reborn, and it was none of the three of you? And then she was like, shit.
Yeah, she, like, she told you once she finally,
knew.
She didn't tell him. Oh, yeah, he didn't know he was the Dragon Reborn at the end. He just knew he could channel.
And then they tell him in the second book,
Some car's alarm is going off. Anyway, so yeah, not really on Rand's side, not really into this scene, but Rand's like, you're the worst, and Moiraine's like, listen, I just want to help, so I will, make whatever promises you need me to make here, and I will do what you say. And Rand's like, ooh, fun. Yeah. Love this idea. He's like, okay, as a test, I want you to not try and take Matt's fancy necklace from him. And she's like, it is a powerful object that should go to the tower. And Rand is like, who fucking said all of the magic objects in the world belong to the White Tower? Let it go. He, paid for it. And she's like, fine, I'll do what you say. And then, that's it.
Yeah. And it's just such a frustrating dynamic to have like obedience come into their whole shit.
Yeah, it's not about respect. It's about it's like got this weird power dynamic to it.
Yeah.
It's not an equal sharing of power. It's just like someone always has to be above the other one.
Yeah. And like it's just gross. It's gross.
Yeah, not great. I maintain that much of it is to do with the fact that Maureen is a woman mentor. Yeah, this wouldn't happen with fucking Gandalf.
Yeah, Gandalf didn't do... Again, Gandalf did not have to put up with this shit.
Yeah.
Frodo wasn't like, obey me, Gandalf. Fucking promise to do what I fucking tell you, Gandalf.
Yeah, of course, Frodo wasn't conquering nations.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess Aragorn.
Aragorn, don't fucking tell me what to do, Grandpa.
Gandalf's like, Gandalf would kick him into next year.
Exactly. Gandalf would be like, Frodo, just take him and put him into Mount Doom. I can't deal with this shit.
Get him out of here. Chosen king or not, I will.
Yeah, gone.
You.
Delete it.
I will put Gimli on the throne.
It's what we all deserve.
Yeah. Eowyn.
Anyway, so I wish Moiraine would, fucking throw Rand into Mount Doom, but that's not the timeline we are given. Instead, we have to listen to Rand and Lanfear talk.
Yeah, Rand goes back to his room, takes a moment to, caress his high-powered magical items. Who fucking knows why he does this, except Robert Jordan needed us to know that he has them.
Needed to remember that they were there.
He's like, I have to unlock the special safe that I've carved into the wall by myself. Like, I know he probably means with the power, but, like, the idea of him taking a chisel.
Like a spoon.
Kind of Monte Cristo. Where he's put his special statues.
I think there's, like, a poster in front of it, like in the Shawshank Redemption. Like a naked lady or whatever.
Oh my god. Elaine's letters.
Yeah.
But of course Lanfear shows up right as he's putting them away, which again is like why you shouldn't maybe take them out to begin with.
Just like
Rand.
caress them.
Oh, he does check on Asmodene. I forgot to mention that.
And then he like gets rid of the paw prints so that people don't realize the Dark Hounds were going.
Yeah, Asmodene slept right through it. Classic.
Fat mood.
Yeah.
Classic. It's a big Sally act. And then Rand also does like some gateway shit. And Moiraine's like, what the fuck? How do you know how to
he uses
teleport?
Skimming. The bastard stepson of traveling.
Yeah.
And Rand's like, what in the hell? And Rand's like, oh, I've known how to do this for like 3 books now. What are you talking about?
Also, like, why did he do that to go save Matt? You know?
Yeah,
why did he have to sprint through Ruidaean instead of just like beeping on over?
The drama. I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah, Lanfear shows up in his room and is like, oh, so you do have those 2 high-powered statues. And he's like, listen. I do not. Look at me. Look how innocent I look. I would never.
And then he has like a creepy Lutheran moment where he's like, calls her by her old name. Call me by your name and I'll call you by mine.
He's like, Mirren, I was never, I was way fucking over you by the time Ilyena, yeah.
By the time my hot boyfriend came into the picture.
And Lanfear's like, who's the Rand? And Rand's like, no, I'm Rand!
She's like, okay, this is...
And she's
taxing.
Like, okay, fine. Yeah, she's like, please, just pick a side.
And they talk about
dreams. Lanfear's like, I see your dreams are warded. And Rand's like, yes. And she's like, well, I've been spying on the Wise Ones and Edwene and whatever. Trying to make him, like, jealous or something. No, she's trying to make him, I don't.
Because she's like, Edwene has sexy dreams about Gawain. And Rand's like, Who? Literally, Rand's like, what? I do not know who that is.
Yeah. Oh, she also reveals that Robin is in Camelin controlling Morgause, which has probably the most chilling, like, unresolved narrative thread there nothing comes of it because Robert Jordan's a coward. Yeah. But Rand, we see, knows this and says, So, you know, in his internal monologue, he's like, I hope Elaine can forgive me, but I'm not gonna fucking do anything about saving her mother.
Yeah.
Or, hey, maybe communicating to someone.
Yeah, hey.
That Elaine's mother needs to be saved.
Yeah.
Like, the lack of communication here is so bizarre.
Yeah, Rand is, like, so determined to protect the fact that he's got Asmodane.
Yeah.
Teaching him that he's like, I can't let anybody know anything that I know about the Forsaken, because then they'll start putting the pieces together.
Yeah, like, you just have to imagine if Elaine ever found out, hey, my baby daddy fucking knew that my mother was being raped and tortured and didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, Robert Jordan.
That's, like, yeah, that's, like, very charged.
Yes.
I never really thought about that.
Yeah, I didn't think about it until I was reading it just now, but I, like, it suddenly, like, you know, the alternate timeline flashed through my head in which Elaine finds this out, kicks Rand's ass to the curb. Avienda also kicks Rand's ass to the curb because she's on Elaine's side, because who wouldn't be. And then, I don't know, Rand and Min are free to be the world's most annoying couple by themselves.
And then Elaine and Avienda just get together.
Take the polygamy out of the equation. Yeah.
They should have in the beginning.
Exactly. So, I don't know, just one of those could-have-beens that I don't think Robert Jordan thought through all the way. It's just, like, that's such a... Usually when you're a writer, I think, and you set up that type of potential tension between two characters...
Yeah.
It's with the goal of, like, I'm going to, bring this back up later. Or even just if you unintentionally do it, you're like, oh, this has got to come up later.
Yeah.
Because it's good drama.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
The
Robert Jordan clearly was like, this isn't a big deal. It is!
It's just, like, everyone's gotta forgive Rand because he's sad.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
Rand's fucking machinations aren't worth all this bullshit.
Yeah. No, they're not. They're not worth anything.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's upsetting. But Lanfear leaves eventually, and Rand goes to sleep.
No, then the chiefs...
Oh, right.
Come a-knocking.
Yeah, one of the maidens comes and grabs Rand and is like, I wish you would tell us when you come back to the house so we're not out looking for you. And he's like, Mom, I hate you.
I'm beholden to no one.
And she's like, all the clan chiefs are here. You need to go out and talk to them. So he goes down, and they're all like, the Shadow and everyone else are fucking on the move. And Rand's like, aw, dunk. They're gonna get to Kyrian before I can. And, you know, Kyrian will suffer for my indecisiveness and for the fact that I was waiting around for all the other clans. And Rurik's like, yep, that's just the plot of this book, I guess. But Rand's like, okay, well then we gotta move. We don't really have an option, regardless of whether the Shadow get there before us. We have to get there ASAP after them. And so, next day, Egg's point of view, as they are all getting prepared to leave. Egg's like, quick update, did super good at my dream homework last night, found Amisa's dream, and we had, like, some nice dream tea, chatted, I guess. And then I went on to do my,
illegal homework.
My illegal dream homework and spy on everyone else.
Yeah.
She's like, can't get around, the other wise ones are boring. Bear apparently had 2 husbands in the past, which I love. Homegirl has a type. Unit. And I can't remember. I don't think she spies on anyone else's dreams.
Yeah,
no
she spies on Avienda's.
Oh,
and they're like...
sad Rand is an ogre chasing her or some bullshit. And she's like, I will not go near Matt's dreams. And I'm like, Matt's probably not fucking dreaming.
Yeah, Matt's probably just
like,
had
the most stressful night of his life. Flatlined.
Yeah. Matt probably just has, like, incomprehensible dreams.
Yeah. You're probably right.
The ones that just, like, you wake up and you're like, what the fuck?
Matt's one of those characters who never talks about his dreams.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't dream.
Maybe he doesn't. I don't sleep. I just dream.
Tell her on Rio, it's like, no, I don't want that boy.
he should stay out.
No, who knows what the fuck that kid will do.
He's chaos.
Yeah.
So, but Egg is, like, chatting with Matt, and he's like, get this.
Oh shit,
you'll never believe what happened. Rand told Moiraine to shut up, and she did. And Egg's like, you seem a little too happy about this. And Matt's like, I am happy about this. Girl.
Yeah.
Moiraine has been cray. And Egg's like, again, don't really see it, but
I'm not a lad, so...
I'm not a lad. Don't really get the lad
Maureen's
solidarity.
been a little bit nicer to me than she's been to the lads, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. I don't know. It makes more sense for Matt because just it's built into Matt's character that he's resentful of authority figures.
Yeah.
I don't know. Feel less upset.
Especially because, like, Matt, of anyone, Moiraine tried to, like, lock up in the White Tower. And
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of get it a little bit more with Matrim. But
Yeah.
then Egg and Avienda talk. Blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Girl stuff.
Yeah. Egg's like, are you sure you don't want me to talk to someone? And Avienda's like, I wish you'd fucking shut up about it. And there's all this stuff about the different jewelry Avienda's wearing. She's got a bracelet from Rand and a necklace from Egg or something.
Yeah, and apparently Edwin borrowed money from Moiraine to pay for the necklace.
Yeah, what the hell? What's
like,
their relationship?
She'd be like,
Mom, can I have some money to pay for a necklace for my girlfriend? And Moiraine's like, yes, future lesbian.
absolutely, of course you can.
Current lesbian, will assist you in
It's
this
the best day of
endeavor.
my life.
I love that.
What do you want? How much do you need?
Oh, and there's this whole foreshadowing bullshit where Egg's like, I got her a snowflake pattern because she'll probably never see snow. And Avienda's like, psych, that's what you think.
In like 20 chapters, she will.
Oh, yeah.
Gross.
Oh, by the way, Rand's wearing the fancy belt buckle that Avienda gave him.
And Egg's like, well, he thinks highly of himself.
It's just really hilarious to me to imagine Rand's, wake up routine when he's like, oh,
Put my new belt buckle on.
buckle on. Avienda will see it. See how grateful I am.
There are moments when Rand could be such a charming character.
And yet,
here
he is.
Like, imagine him, like, in front of the mirror. He's like, okay, I gotta look like I'm the Dragon Reborn, gonna put on my belt buckle, get a really nice coat, I'm gonna do my hair. Can't do anything about these under eye circles, but we're just gonna go with it.
Egg's like, Matt has been sleeping in his coat again. And Rand has a fancy belt buckle. I am disparaging of both of them for completely separate reasons. I am the fashion police.
Egg is the fashion police.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, they chat and then they all kind of get ready to move out. Someone's like, Rand, are you leaving forever? And Rand's like, dunno, Who knows where these books will take me? Robert Jordan certainly doesn't.
Who's to say?
So I can only make empty promises, but here, have some hydration to remember me by. And makes all the fountains start, spewing water. And Rand's like, I maybe should have done that a really long time ago. And everyone's like, so you could just do that. Yeah. You could just do that, and we've been hauling water from the fucking lake.
And Rand's like, okay, time to go.
It doesn't even look like it was hard.
No, because there's just latent water, right?
Yeah.
He just channeled it up again. Anyway, and Rand's like, okay, time to get the fuck out of here.
Rand's like, gotta get gone. And everyone's like, grab your torches and pitchforks. Yeah. This man is a dummy.
That they're right.
And then it switches over to Moiraine's point of view as she's just doing her little meditation thing, chatting with Lan, the way that Moiraine and Lan always chat, which is that they exchange 3 sentences and there are apparently worlds of meaning behind those. Lan makes a joke at one point, and Moiraine's like, oh my god, he has changed so much. Love has changed.
It's not even a joke. Not even a joke. And she seriously for a page and a half talks about how Lan has changed so much and how he never would have cracked a joke before seeing Nynaeve.
And we're like, what are you talking about?
The least funny person in the world.
What's happening? Yeah. Moira, excuse me. Lan and Nynaeve, the couple with the least sense of humor in the fucking Wheel of Time.
When
imagine having them over for game night.
Lan would break your coffee table. Excuse me, Nynaeve would break your coffee table.
Both would.
But it's whenever Nynaeve is funny, she's not trying to be funny. Yeah. She's just a funny character. But yeah, she's I've never laughed in my life. Anyway.
And Moiraine tells us about, going through the Terrangrill at Ruidain that shows you all your possible futures. Much like what happened completely accidentally with Rand and Co. when they went through a portal stone.
Yeah.
All the alternate lives. And Moiraine's basically remember some things. For example, I remember that if I were to sleep with Rand, it would be super bad. And everyone's like, yeah, we could have told you Could have told you that one.
Yeah, did you need a magic
Did you-
circle to tell you that?
Did you really need to bring it up also? It
Yeah.
wasn't like an option. No one thought about it.
Yeah, because Lana's like, what the fuck are you doing obeying her? And she's like, obeying him. And she's like, I'll do everything short of sleeping with him. And Lane's like, I did not ask.
Lane's like, I know you wouldn't.
What?
Can you talk about this with someone else? Lane's like, we made an agreement 20 years ago.
Yeah, we would not talk about this.
Sex, totally separate from
Out of the picture.
us. We don't talk about it.
No.
I don't care what you do. If you do sleep with Ram, though, that would be horrifying.
Yeah.
I am teaching him the sword. Get it? The phallic stuff?
Wink.
It's all bad, Moiraine.
No! Anyway,
Like,
yeah, that's a horrendous aside that nobody needed.
Yeah, and it's all about how she remembers certain things. So it will make a little bit more sense to us when the end comes. And Moiraine's like, and I've left you all letters.
Yeah.
So we're not taken aback by that.
Meanwhile, I'm tackling Lanfear through a door.
Yeah. Girl, like, that was its own last will and testament.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking tackling, like, that is everything that needed to be said was said.
Preach it.
Girl.
Anyway.
I guess the letter to Tom where she was like, you do have to rescue me was kind of necessary. But, like, no one else needed a last message. They were there.
Yeah.
Come on. Anyway, those are those 2 chapters. We are now about to embark on, count 'em, 12 chapters of Nynaeve and Elaine and or Swan Sanche, Gareth Bryn, and some, like, bad villains asides. So, that'll be a slog. Maybe by the time we get through it, the quarantine will be over.
It's important to
probably
set
not.
goals.
Yeah, it is important to set goals.
I just, like, I know I've said that, we've all said this 100 times. Nynaeve and Elaine's plot could be so fun if it was, like, a third as long as it actually is.
Like, ladies.
Yeah.
It's called editing. Robert.
Why? They do not need to be in the circus for that
I
long.
don't need to be in the circus for that long. It doesn't need to be 3 chapters about them going into town and getting kidnapped and drugged and whatever. But it is. We definitely don't need all this time about Swan Sanche going into sexy inns and showing off her legs to get info. Come on. Time skips. They're so valuable, yet so underutilized in the Wheel of Time.
Or they're just, like, utilized at the weirdest times.
I know.
Where you're like, what do you mean it's been, what, like 3 months after between the
Great Hunt and the Dragon
yeah,
Report.
like, what?
What?
Where are we?
What happened? So yeah, that's that.
Yeah, so welcome to the outro of this podcast where we're supposed to say things. Emily is gonna be doing some fairly regular Wind Waker live streams. Might be doing some other fun quarantine content that may or may not be Wheel of Time related, so check in on our socials for the schedules and the links to all that if you guys need a little pick-me-up.
A lot of our stuff will be done over the weekend, but besides that last Wind Waker, the first, I guess, Wind Waker live stream that I did, that will be recorded in the future, so if you can't join the live stream, they should be available to you in the future.
So yeah, look out for that. Trying to be a little more active on social media, just to have more stuff if you guys are feeling low. Not saying that we are the magic cure to quarantine and depression, but hopefully we can help.
Whatever helps.
The usual stuff. This week, instead of a call to action in terms of money, it would be awesome if you love the podcast if you could go give us a rating on iTunes. I know that sounds hokey, but it really does help with visibility and stuff. Just something, you don't even have to leave a review if you don't want to, just like a little star rating. That would be lit.
Yeah.
And yeah, just take good care of yourself.
Do you have a sign-off?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my god.
It's a listener-submitted sign-off because you guys are so funny. Okay, so this comes from absolute EHR legend, Gavin.
Of
the...
kid on the airplane watching The Wolf of Wall Street, bare feet fame. Haunting.
Yeah, haunting.
Someone should do an animatic of that sign-off.
It is truly... I like you said, I think about all the time.
I know.
It'll just haunt me.
I'm just like, oh god, that kid.
I hope he's getting some appropriate parental supervision. Okay. Kevin writes, "Hi guys, I hope you guys are having a delightful apocalypse. Mine is okay. I'm currently locked in a house.
Mine is okay.
currently locked in a house with my girlfriend's parents, which is going about as well as you'd expect.
Ooh.
Anyway, I started my quarantine off with getting my wisdom teeth removed,
Oh.
which I know sounds ridiculous coming from a guy in his 20s, but I'm finally at a point in my life where my job gives me dental insurance, so shoot me. That's a fat mood.
And I didn't get mine out till I was
I didn't get mine out
last
until
year.
I was 20 or 21.
25.
When I told my GF's parents that I was getting my teeth removed, they offered to pick me up from the dentist because my roommate, Kyle, has a history of being a scallywag. I can't think of a better word. Not a bad dude, just a bit irresponsible. Now, I was rather trepidatious about being around them while highly drugged for obvious reasons, but I went for it because their mom makes some great soup. I have faint memories of the day, but the thing that stands out the most is Wheel of Time related. We had sat down for dinner, some blended soup, and they proceeded to ask me what I was thinking about. Well, I guess what I was thinking about was how much I love Matt, and I decided to go through each individual Wheel of Time book and what Matt was doing in them. The Big Boom adopting a child, stabbing the Golan, which they thought was Gollum, him and Tuan in a garden. I went on until the soup was finished. Needless to say, they have full knowledge of how much of a weeb I am. And I'm also told that I was barely coherent. Lots of mumbling about the atrocities of Brandon Sander and how much I hate Dagger Matt. You get the idea. Oh, and I called her sister a bitch. And then I cried because I called her sister a bitch. And now I am locked in the house with them for the foreseeable future.
Oh my god.
This little twist on the end.
That was a really good ending.
Have a good week.
Have a good week. Don't do war crimes. Wash your hands. Goodbye.